Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our special talk show where we dive into the exorbitant connection between nuclear weapons and Orwell's timeless classic, Animal Farm. I am your host, and with me today is our expert guest who will shed light on this provoking topic. Welcome!
Thank you so much for having me here, Diego. It's been a pleasure, having the time to discuss about this really important topic today.
Well, for me, it's been a pleasure as well to have you here. So, just let's go ahead and jump right in. Animal Farm, a novella by George Orwell, is well known for its allegorical presentation and representation of political events. Let me ask you, how does the use of nuclear weapons relate to the themes in Animal Farm?
That is a good question, Diego. In fact, if you saw the book and read it as well, and also the movie, you can see that the Animal Farm is a representation on how Cold Wars, especially like a Russian zone, is represented through the story. The animals have real person behaviors, and also is represented as the human operation or the animal operation between the people that have to control leads all the things into hypocrisy and betrayal. So, nuclear weapons are considered as one of the main things that can control the power. And also, let's say that the animals abandon their humanity as well. All the humanity all the animals abandon the spiritual things and the good things that they have. And you can also see that this is also a representation for World War and World War II with the Battle of the Cowshed and the Battle of the Windmill. So nuclear weapons could be one of the weapons that I could use during the whole story about it.
Nice. So, besides, it's possible to point out that a man can abandon his humanity to become a beast, or totally the opposite, as in this story, an animal can become a man due to the hunger of power. The Battle of the Crossroad and the one of the windmill McBee War, first and second as well. It's fascinating actually. So now I would like to see the concept of nuclear weapons leading into this narrative.
Well, just to summarize, this can be a representation of the ultimate power because Animal Farm and humans are like a parallel. If you see the pigs, especially Napoleon and Snowball, are the main characters on the story, and they want to have absolute control. And with powers, knowledge, nuclear weapons, they can have it as, of course, the total power and control during the whole animal reign. So, also, Snowball, through the story, was trying to create an arsenal and human-based structure in order to do a great govern through the whole animals. Unfortunately, Napoleon has other plans and was more like a dictatorship reign through the animals. And these good and evil like battle side by side, like you can see it through the story, and it's just represented as a real life as well.
Okay, thank you. I really appreciate it. Let me go ahead and ask you, can you elaborate on how the characters in Animal Farm make react to the introduction of nuclear weapons into their society?
Of course. Nuclear weapons are represented as one of the way to protect their farm and where they live. So basically, they try to seek like just for freedom purposes. Eventually, they see that this kind of power divide the people, especially the people with a lot of power and the people that are just social workers. So they realize eventually that this is not just for defense and for suppress any violent position or opposition from other humans. This is just for have the massive power and have control over one. So this is just a representation of corruption. Um, you can see this represented at the peaks as a representation of dictatorship and tyranny. And
Hmm.
animals just like the horses, the sheep, and other animals that are not pigs that just like the main people that have no electoral power.
Nice. So it's incredible how literature can provide insights into real world issues. That's nice. Now, let's discuss the potential consequences of using nuclear weapons in animal farm. How make it alter the course of the story?
Well, you can see in this story that nuclear weapons can escalate the power among the animals. The pigs are driven by the supremacy. They are literate. They start reading books, they start reading plans, so they see also a nuclear weapon just as a great potential as a human seen in ways and decades ago. So you can see this way as an operation, and this can also lead more as an oppressive position that could use rebellions, just as the mayor predicted. He was hoping that animals were doing for the best, but unfortunately, they would turn out bad. And not only with the nuclear weapons, as well, this thing have terrible consequences, and the important decisions were only made by the main characters, and the other ones just have to do blind hard work. And you can see that these nuclear weapons alter the course of the story because they lead to war. Because if you have too much power, that's the consequence and that's the result of all of it. You're gonna lead to war, and only the important people have a vote, have a voice on it. That's it.
Nice, absolutely. I think that parallels are striking. So if we shift our focus to the broader context, how does the use of nuclear weapons in animal farm reflect on the real world implications of such weaponry?
Of course, as we can see in the oral story, and as we spoke before, this tales is about abuse of power. So
Like,
how people believe that if they have control of everything, they think that they can govern everything. Other people cannot say the opposite because they are considered as rebels, they are considered as anarchists, and they have to be eliminated. That thing especially Snowball suffered with Napoleon because he was against him. And one of the things that also caused this is the usage and inventory of nuclear weapons. So you can also compare this to the real life scenario where
mhm.
Russia, United States, North Korea fight for fight for petroleum, fight for important resources that can lead to the government's most richest organizations. They can increase their economy and wealth, and this is just, as we also spoke, the perfect parallel for the real world life. It's just like us as an animals and how we behave in war, how we behave after war, and how we prepare after the second war.
Nice, nice. I mean, I think those are really powerful insights from your end. And as a wrap up for our today's discussion, it's clear that we use nuclear weapons in animal farm serves the metaphor actually for the corrupting influence of the absolute power. So, well, I just really want to thank you so much for joining us today and provided those exorbitant and incredible perspectives. It has been kind of a pleasure for me.
Thank you so much for having me, Diego. It's been a pleasure about speaking about this connection that we have between the animals and real world inconveniences. It's important to reflect that sometimes the animals are more like humans, and we humans sometimes behave as beasts. So sometimes people have to have the instincts and have the thought of an animal, as well as the animals usually even behave or have more humanity than our ourselves, humans as well. So I just want to leave with that though. Thank you so much for having me. It has been a great interview with you.
Thank you so much. See you next time.
So yeah.